Live. Oh, I gotta. We live. What up? What up? What up?
Oh, sure, we are live.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but we're a little bit of a mess right now.
I was about to pick my boogers.
You should have done it live. That would have been amazing. What up, Glenn? Out there bullying people to like this, like the episode. I fucks with you, Glenn. I fucks with you heavy for that.
Yeah, he's the reason why we're late.
Is the reason we're late because he wasn't gonna be ready? Oh shit!
That's what I figured out. So
Is the story you sticking to it? I fucks with it, George.
Oh no. I like how we're an impromptu F1 podcast.
What up, Adrian? What?
Hey, Adrian. We're an impromptu F1 podcast.
Yeah. You seen that? I was laughing, but I'm down with that question though. Away from us to get here.
Yeah, Logan. I'm saying the same thing. We need to come to an agreement with JT, even if it's for. I think he wants 3 years. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, Big Red, whatever he wants, baby. That man's a leader.
Yeah. A lot of the success at the club that the team has been doing. It's a lot because of him.
I mean, I swear to God, I never seen his jersey clean. First inning, that's just dirty, though. You know what I mean? Like that's my man. I fucks with him, dog. Fucks with him heavy. But I'm down though. I'll be down with the repeat. I hadn't seen it in a lifetime.
Yeah, I think we're gonna. I was just talking to Misa yesterday. I think we're gonna repeat. Well, apparently ESPN had a thing, and like for the next 4 years, they have the Dodgers going and winning the World Series.
No shit.
And then there's one team in between that.
Maybe.
That could outrule it. You know what team that is?
Mets.
The Angels.
Oh no shit.
Just coming back.
Who's gonna hit for them?
They still have Mike Trout.
Oh, they have Trout. Never mind. You're right. Maybe. We're good, man. We're good. Starting a little late, running a little late, trying to get into the groove. Trying to talk about it. How you doing? How you doing, Julio?
We're about to call off, you know.
Ah, shit. Talking about the kid. All right. We got a little something for you at the start of the show. We got a little something. But yeah, that was I'm looking forward to really announcing that, running with that. Kids got me excited. I was telling you, right? I started doing the kids because I was working on design for somebody else's kids. And I was like, there's no way I'll hear the end of it if I drop a design for somebody else's kid before we drop the Straight from the Stands one, right? Because you guys been, not bugging, but you guys been mentioning it for a minute. So I started on 11 o'clock, right? I shouldn't have started 11 o'clock. And this is at night. And then I looked up and it was like 4 a.m. But I was done and I was like, yeah, I'm happy about them. Hey, my son want to get his cafecito. He needs cafecito. What up, Fusi and Poppy? The one, the only Fusi and Poppy. I got to see that man this weekend. Felt nice to see that man this weekend. He came over here. He wanted me to hit him with the cut. You know what I mean? So I'm getting down my shit. He's like, let me get a cut myself. And I was like, maybe later though. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about it. When did I drop it? Saturday night? Was it Friday night? I dropped it Friday or Saturday night, one of those two, and I've been wanting to drop it, but I had to wait for like time. So yeah, I'm waiting for this. Big shout out to my wife Anna though, because I had tried different sponsors, and I was like, nah, it got to be something that connects. It got to be something that's right. And then she said she's the one that said Pollo Campero, and I was like, oh, all right, yeah, bet. And that shit went clean. That shit just looks right. And I was like, bet.
That shit's so sick.
Like, bet. I like that, man. George, Brady the GOAT?
The GOAT. Undeniably.
That's just dumb, bro. Hey, big shout out to Tampa's fucking defense, though, man. Tampa's defense is ridiculous, yo.
Patrick Mahomes was getting dropped and still making throws that I wouldn't be able to make if there was no one in front of my face and I had all the time in the world. My man was 2 inches off the ground. And
he was He was parallel to the ground.
They hit him here.
And it's like fucking like fucking schoolyard tosses like from the side. They hit that spiral in their speed, bro.
Crazy.
Hey, shout out to him. He's gonna be around for a minute, but Brady. They were talking in the announcer was talking about how he had never scored a touchdown in the first inning. Wow. That's how it works, right? He never scored a 3-point touchdown from in the first inning. He had never scored a touchdown in the first quarter in the Super Bowl. I said, bet 5 seconds, I got this. He scored that. AB with a touchdown. Dog, come on.
The honey badger for getting in his face. You don't want to wild up a person like Tom Brady. That's the last person you ever want to get into. There's a handful of people you never want to get into their face during a game because they're about to shut you out. Tom Brady is one of them. Kobe, Jordan.
Yeah. I don't like Brady, bro. I never will like Brady. I mean, to the day I'm still fuck Brady. But my man's is my man. He does his thing, dog. And you can't knock that. So I fucks with that. What up, Masa?
Hey, what's up?
Everybody's over here waiting for you.
Oh, really?
Everybody's asking, saying that you're lagging. No, people are asking. But I did wait for you for one question that we got for the pre-show. See, we get questions for the show. And I fucks with you for that. But this is the first time we ever got a question for the pre-show, dog, which I fucks with heavy. So big shout out to Pancho de la Galaxia out here in our Discord. Hit us up. He said, "Who wins the Grand Prix first this upcoming season? Checo, Danny, Vettel, Sainz, or Alonso?
Wins the Grand Prix?
Like, who wins a Grand Prix before? Like, who's the first one to? I mean, obviously Lewis. If he gets contract in, he's gonna win the majority of them. I think. Right? I think Max is in the first shot. Today. What happened?
I think Lewis signed his contract today.
Hey, you need. Why are you talking like this, though? You know what I mean? It just kind of tripped me out a little bit.
It sounds like you're on. It sounds like you're on Gangland.
It sounds like you're in Gangland. Gang. For real though, like Checo. Let me read that off again, right? Who wins first? Checo, Danny, Vettel, Sainz, or Alonso? All these are with new teams too. Yeah.
They also have Ricardo.
Yeah, Danny Ricardo.
Yeah, my heart wants Danny to win it, but I think it's gonna be Vettel.
Yo, Checo on that Red Bull? Come on, that has to be the obvious answer, no? Listen,
this is the year of the old man. I'm gonna give my comeback to Alonso. I'm gonna run it back with the Grand Prix champ Alonso, dog. So that'll be Checo. I'm gonna put my money on either though.
That'd be dope.
Checo or Alonso.
But man, like you already know, like that Red Bull could catch up to Mercedes, or at least keep pace with Mercedes, dog. You know what I mean? And Checo's aggressive ass, dog.
Next year's gonna be different because it's kind of gonna be like NASCAR, where the cars have to be even. Like there's no more like big advantage.
2022.
But that's
2021.
No, 2021. It got pushed. It got pushed to 2022 because of all the COVID shit. So there's no change to the cars, or not big changes to the car.
Never mind then.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Checo, 100%.
Yeah. Because
all the ones mentioned, I'm gonna say Checo.
Listen, it's interesting because Leclerc put in some work with that busted ass Ferrari last year, right? And I think Sainz has the same attitude where like he'll get the most out of Ferrari. So I'm interested in that, but it's definitely gonna be Mercedes Red Bull 1-2. I think all season long. So I see Checo getting a dub, especially how Checo gets his dub. Max fucking crashes out, or Max gets like some engine trouble, and Checo just rips it apart. All right, got about 1 minute. Again, yo, shut up. I fucks with this, right? Y'all want to talk about non-Galaxy shit? Hit us up with some pre-show questions, and we like to shoot the shit, so we definitely pick it up. Yeah.
I was gonna bring up WandaVision. I was gonna bring up some shit too.
I know we're late. WandaVision is some other shit this season. Listen, no spoilers, because I don't know if anybody's caught up or anything. You should be. Man, WandaVision's some shit, dog. Really bugged the fuck out.
Before we start, we have Masa's. He sounds like Darth Vader. It sounds like he's doing Nas. It sounds like he's trying to hide his identity. Masa's chopped and screwed.
Hell yeah, dog. Still tipping on fofos. As Masa and shit though. I fucks with it. All right, man. Let's get this thing kicked off. Let me hit them with the intro, and then we'll be right back.
Yo, what up? And welcome to another episode of Straight from the Stands, an unapologetic, unofficial LA Galaxy podcast, hosted by 4 my supporters who bring their thoughts and views on everything related to LA Galaxy straight from the stands. I am your co-host Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart level-headed George, and the man with the facts, Masa. This is Straight from the Stands.
What up, though? Good evening.
What up?
What up? Y'all seen that kit drop? That video drop right quick? What y'all think? What y'all think, chat? Let me know. Let me know what y'all think about that that jersey. Hey, neighbor, for all my audio listeners, go peep our Twitter, maybe our Instagram. Probably post on a story tomorrow. But go peep our Twitter. Go definitely go follow Straight from the Stands _Pro Club to get more information about that drop. We're looking. Listen, I announced it maybe about an hour and a half ago, and besides the guys who play with us on the Xbox side, we already got the orders we need to actually put the order in. So, if you want to let us know, we'll put the order in pretty soon. DM us. Listen, we're not making any money out of this at all. We're doing it at a cost because we have some sponsors who are not really sponsors, and I ain't trying to get I ain't trying to get sued for some shit I don't have. So we're doing cost. You guys could drive through and pick them up at my crib, or you could give me the extra $7 to ship them out to you. You decide, hit us up, slide in our DMs. You got our DM sliding in there, and let us know. Let us know what you think. But should be tight. I'm regress. How you guys doing, George?
I'm chilling. Hey, when you guys buy, make sure it's a 30% discount if you use J Undefeated 7 at checkout.
Let me know so I can charge J Undefeated 7 for that 30% that we ain't gonna take, because we get no profit of this bitch.
I got that influencer code.
Yeah. George, how'd you wake up today?
I woke up amazing. Shit, I was fine.
Yeah.
I started cleaning. I did everything. Stacy on the other hand, damn.
Oh, word. Story time, right? It's about 1 a.m. Me and my wife kind of chilling in bed, watching Modern Family, trying to go to sleep. And I get an invite to my own Discord from George. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I get another invite from George. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm in this Discord already. This will boot me? Like, what is it? And then I kind of just open it, and it starts ringing, and it's George calling me. And I'm like, oh, all right. And it's the first thing I see is shirtless George, lean way the fuck back, eyes almost closed. And he says, well, what you doing? I'm like, my guy, it's 1 a.m. I'm getting ready to go sleep. Like, we have a conversation. I'm not gonna go out, but I just know it was a good time. Listen, to be straight up, I was supposed to be at George's house yesterday. Certain things happened. I couldn't make it, and I'm really happy I didn't. Like, it doesn't seem like that would have been a good time for me. Not again, at least. Masa,
today wouldn't have been a good time.
Yeah, Masa, how you doing, man? I heard you out here looking like Zlatan and shit, dog. I didn't feel looking like Zlatan.
Trying to look like
Masa Ibrahimovic.
I pulled my shit like fucking Giovanni Dos Santos, though. Like,
that's a big injury.
That's a big injury. Talk to me about it. What happened?
So I try to overextend, like if I was 23 and shit. I'm going on 32 now, so I go for a fucking ball, and I feel the fucking stretch, and I feel like it sounded like my fucking shorts ripped or something, like when you bend down, like your fucking clothes ripped. That's what it sounded like, but that shit was my hamstring.
Story time.
That's the exact same fucking sound I heard.
So I was behind Masa on this play, and the ball was being chipped over. Granted, I never thought Masa was gonna think that he could do this shit. He put his legs behind his back and fucking did this. So I didn't call him off. That's on me. I see this shit happening. and he tips the ball. The ball goes over my fucking head, 1-on-1 with the goalie, the defender. And I look at Masa, ready to yell at him. I see this fool on the floor in pain. I'm like,
Yikes!
You just could hear his hamstring go, "Yippee!"
Yep, that's exactly.
You wish you would have done that.
Yeah, 100%. I already did that shit. 100%. I'm never trying that shit ever again. Shit, I might not even play anymore, dog. Like, this shit sucks.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I haven't played in a minute, dog, because I'm scared of a situation similar to yours. You know what I mean? I'm smart like that, so I don't fuck with it. All right, man. Well, that sucks, Mas. I hope you recover quick from that. I know it's gonna.
I hope not, to be honest. I don't want to play anymore, dog. Like, I hope I'm chilling. Like,
you scared now?
Because I know I'm gonna get the itch to play again, dog. Like, like if I'm playing, like I'm gonna fucking want to fucking like if I'm healed, I'm going to try that shit, and I'm just gonna keep re-injuring myself.
Nah, but when this shit happens, it's always the best time because then we get fucking Pep Guardiola Masa ass.
Yep. You coach Masa. You coach Masa on there. All right, man.
So I'm just saying.
So let's talk about some stuff, right? Vanney announced his coaching staff, right? We got some real solid Galaxy icons, maybe not legends, but like icons. Definitely some Galaxy players who are faces of a certain era for the Galaxy, right? We got a goalkeeper coach in El Gato. You got the Hartman's back. What you guys make of that?
I'll fuck with it. I'm not against it.
Right?
Yeah, I'm cool.
He's always been around the club too. It's not like he's always been, especially in the academies, doing things like that. It's a familiar face, and I'm cool with it because I'm sure the players have a good time with him. I'm sure they see him around.
Yeah, that's what was interesting to me, because he had been around he's been around for a minute, right? Like I've seen him around the stadium. I've seen him like everywhere for a minute, and he had never made that jump into like the coaching, at least not in the senior team. So when I saw that, I was interested, but like I don't see any harm in that. Like I kind of like that, right? He was a decent keeper for us, a decent keeper himself, and then I think he could put in some work with Klinsmann and then Bond too, right? Like Bond, sure he'll want to put out for somebody who played for the Galaxy, who is going to have a lot of say on who's the starting keeper, especially coming into the season. So I'm not mad at it all. Masa, you have any thoughts on Gato?
No, I mean, it's all about giving people opportunity, bro. Like we complain when we don't, we complain when we do. So it's the time to do it. Like right now is the time to do it. So I'm good with the move. I don't think it's gonna hurt, and he was like one of the better keepers in the league. So who better to learn from? Yeah,
especially at the time. His time, he was definitely out, and I liked him because he was always aggressive too. You know what I mean? So I fucks with that. I hope he gets on that. And then we have Dan Kalichman, right?
Copy.
My man, listen. If we're talking about having some attitude and having some balls in the defensive line, like that's a guy, right? That's a guy. I remember him just fucking being mean, like for no fucking reason, just being mean. Like, and that was pretty tall, so I remember that towering over all the Central Americans in the league at that time. And that he just puffed his chest out. Like I fucks with that too. I think it's big, man. I don't think these fools will stand for these fools not for anybody in the team not putting in the work they need to put in.
Yeah, I agree, and I like the Dan move as well because he's worked with Greg as well in Toronto, so they understand each other. And what better added bonus than another G?
Yeah. It's funny because I've been one who said we can't rely just on our past chips, right? We can't rely on the 5 stars on above a crest. But there is something about like going back to your roots and finding yourself again, right? Because I think a big part of what's wrong with the G's right now is they lost themselves, right? They've been on this train wreck of just trying to one up or trying to be eye to eye with the team across town and forgot who the fuck they were. Yep. Right. I'm not mad at these signings at all. I'm actually pretty happy about them, right? Like these fools know what it is to be with the Galaxy and understand that, the marquee club of the league. At least it had been. So I'm interested in seeing what the attitude is. Come coming from the players, like if they could pass that on to the players, which I'm really interested in seeing. And then I guess he brought in some other players or his assistant coach and some other staff from his Toronto staff, right? Again, other guys who have been there and won a chip, right? Like in Toronto or whatnot, but they've won a chip. If they work with Vanney, they work with the team, and again, sound like a broken record, but like we've seen Toronto be a contender, like being a powerhouse, being a contender, like almost every year since Vanney was there, right? Like he built something and it was there. I'm really like, this is right. This feels right. It's me, like, so take it with a grain of salt, because it's I see the positive in shit. I want it to be good, so take it with a grain of salt. But I really do like these moves. I think they're heading in the right direction. Listen, Vanney sent out an email. Now it'll send out under Vanney's name. I don't know if there's other people wrote it or whatnot, but there was something that he said there. Along with introducing everybody he was bringing into his coaching staff, he said, quote, and I quote, "I can assure you, every time the team steps on the field, we'll fight for the badge on the shirt, for our supporters in the stadium, for the pride of Los Angeles." Listen, it's a lot of mouth talk, but keep singing it to me, because I love hearing that shit, right? Like he says it enough times, like it has to click for these players. So I keep fucking with it. I see no wrong yet with these moves. Yes, I have anything to add to that, because I know I rambled for about 5 minutes there.
No, I think you've kind of said it all. When the fact that they've worked together, they've also played together. They understand their techniques, they understand each other's personalities, especially when it's in a spot like that. You want to bring in people that you're comfortable with, and I think that could also add pressure to the head coach. And I think these signings have that, so I'm okay with it. With GBS, I thought, now reflecting on it, I think he didn't have that accountability to his coaching staff, because if anything, he's the one that they were there because of him. His brother. I don't know much about the trainer, but hopefully there's accountability for the head coach in his own staff right now.
Yeah, right. It seems like these guys, again, they work well together in Toronto. And I think because of that, and then also, I mean, the guys he's coming with from Toronto, and then you have Hartman and Dan, who I think will challenge Vanney if they feel like something is not going the way that it's supposed to be going, right? Or they're not attacking something the way they should. I fucks with that, man. Again, I like it. Masai, anything else to add?
I mean, I always said this. I said it last season. Like, especially now that it's like a new process, a new build, I don't mind losing as long as my players don't give up on me. You know, if I see that they make the effort 90 minutes, then fuck, dude, we lost, we took a L, fuck it. But as long as they never quit on the team, like I'm okay with taking the L's here and there, like at least for now, the beginning, because I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I don't know where we're going, but as long as they play 100%, I'm gonna be there. Well, I'm gonna be there regardless, because I'm a fucking dumbass. But
same.
Just don't quit on us. Like that's all we ask for. 110% every time.
Yeah, man. Even when it is clicking, right? Like 2 years from now, when the team is moving the way it needs to be moving, we're gonna take L's. Like it's just inevitable, right? Like it happens, injuries or whatnot. But it can't be L's because they gave up. It can't be L's because they didn't want to play, right? So yeah, it fucks with you. And again, right, at least from what they're telling us, and not only straight to the public, but what they're telling the supporter groups and the supporter base is that they, that's the attitude, right? Like it has to be everything, every single game. That's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear. So I fucks with that heavy. Moving on to some more, I guess, shakeup. Not really, perhaps. Listen, and let me preface this by saying Angel was hype. Angel was supposed to be in the pod today. He was like, "I'm making my return for one night only. I'm gonna woo," and then he went AWOL on us again. So, without further ado, Bingham is gone. Can we get a fucking hell yeah here? Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah, bro.
We even got the audience joining us in the background here.
It's like WandaVision, Doug.
It's like WandaVision. Yeah, listen, Bingham out, right? He had a pretty lengthy response, or a lengthy post that really didn't say much. But my God, he's gone, right? He's no longer part of this club. About time, right?
Mm-hmm. Long time coming. I love it. See yourself out the door. Sure, people could say it was his defense. He made a lot of mental mistakes. He wasn't a leader in the back. He wasn't a voice. First one to
get him.
First one to put his head down. Fuck him. It is what
get
it is.
him.
I can finally follow him and stop seeing his fucking hunting ass pictures. That's just crazy.
Masa, I don't know if you want to follow that up, dog. But I'm going to let you do it.
This whole off season, I've been like, I don't want to get hyped about anything. I'm hyped about this. Dog. This is what I was hyped about.
There's two players I've loved unfollowing.
Who is? Say it.
One has been Bingham. The second was Alessandrini.
Oh, I still follow him.
I still follow him.
I still follow him. I'm hoping somehow, some way. Yeah, I'm with you both. Yeah, right. I mean, you want to fix. Listen, keeper is a hard percentage to play, right? Because one mistake means you let it go in, so it's a hard percentage to make. But this would just like, especially last year, really showcase how not good he is, right? Like he showcased he's bad because not to toot my own horn, definitely not at this scale. But you want a keeper to kind of keep you in matches, right? Keep you in matches and not make stupid mistakes. On a day your team is playing bad, you want a keeper to make them 2-3 extra saves to keep you in the game, to give you a chance to get some points out of this. And my mans can't do that, man.
Yeah.
I was gonna go somewhere else with it, but I stopped. My mans can't do that. I 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago that me and Angel had this thing going on where I said Bingham gets 15 points? Listen, I stand by it, right? I think he got us 15 points. I think the players who had in front of him, and mostly Ashley Cole, like really helped him out with 15 points. When you take that away from him and you saw what we did last year, like you just kind of recognize, like, man, this guy's bad. I mean, Angel. I mean, all you guys have been calling it for since the jump. I know Angel's extra special. I was talking to him last night, actually, in the Borrachex chat. Not only was he super expensive, right? And then we re-upped him. But Angel's right. Like we took the bench player from the Earthquakes and we made him a starting keeper. Yeah. Right. So the whole thing was a shit show, and I'm super glad that that's over with. I'm not saying that, listen, we haven't seen enough of Klinsmann, and we haven't seen Bond, like personally, right? So we don't know if we got the ace replacement here, but we don't have Bingham, and that's a plus for me any fucking day. So peace, dog. Peace. I ain't never trying to see you again. I hope you play USL next season.
He's gonna fit right at OCFC. That's where he's gonna fit. Nice.
All right. One last one before we have a conversation about something else. Traore. So last week we were talking about how he's probably gone because we saw him remove everything from the G's and remove all any mention and all that. It seems like he's not quite out, but the G's have made it clear to him. Yeah. But the G's made it clear that they want to find him a different place, right? Like they don't have, or they're not considering him for the squad. So now that we know that, we still good with it.
Yeah,
we still good with him bouncing. Like nothing changed.
Playing time. He's not gonna get playing time here. You know, it's a loan or whatever. I mean, my man needs playing time wherever it is.
Shouldn't be all hurt about it.
Yeah.
It's the G's though, man. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about that I get, right? Because you know, the G's did give him the shot. Right? He's a walk-in. They give him a shot, and not being able to prove yourself. I get that. You know what I mean? And it's at the club, right? If he wasn't able to prove himself at RSL, You know, I mean, I think the sentiment is not that strong, but it's at the club, and he wanted to kind of showcase himself here. That kind of gives, kind of.
I understand that, but you can't be butthurt. Like, my G, you didn't make it. You didn't make it in France. You came over here, and they gave you your opportunity. They gave you your first professional contract.
Talk your
like,
shit.
be a little more grateful. Like I don't know. Like, don't be deleting shit. Like,
you mad, man?
You're still under contract. You're still under contract with the Galaxy. Shit, you might even be back in 2 years or a year. You know, if you show out somewhere else, like you don't.
Would you rather be on the Galaxy and never see a minute of playing time, or get loaned down and possibly play somewhere?
I mean, the way my hamstring's set up, dog, I'd rather be in the Galaxy and not play, dog. You know?
I ain't trying to do that shit no more. You're right. It's interesting though. You know, like again, I don't want to talk about him again because we talked about him for a little bit last week. But it's interesting to see that. I wouldn't be mad at that scenario myself, like of him going out somewhere. Hopefully kind of fine-tuning some of his skills or some of the stuff that we've seen that he could do and coming back and try and go for position again. So that'd be interesting.
I just don't think he fits in our system because he's very offensive minded and struggles a little on defense. He's more like a wing back to me than a like left back. But I mean, whatever, bro. Like he's young, he could improve. Like, I'm not talking shit, like, but he has to do that somewhere else where he's gonna constantly be getting minutes, and it's not here.
Yeah,
and you don't think he wants to. Go back to G2s. Like, nah, bro. Like, you're stumping someone else's minutes over there. So,
well, I hear that. I hear that completely. I think you're right. Listen, I don't know if you guys could tell. You probably could tell because the most hype thing we talked about today has been the Straight from the Stands Pro Club kid drop and Bingham, right? Like that's the last thing. So we haven't had much. There was a rumor of Hussein Balik. I'm not sure. My guy seems like he's like a fast winger, right? He's a left winger. Is that what it was? I think it was a left winger.
I think he plays on either side.
Does he?
He plays on either side.
Yeah. So apparently there's interest from the Galaxy as well as Celtic, Brentford, and Southampton. Yeah, you guys pull any highlights of him?
But that was pre-COVID though.
Yeah.
I got to watch some. He played some Europa League. He plays for the Austrian national team. And he's only 24, so
fast as
fuck.
Talk
to him about him. Yeah.
Fast as
fuck.
Yeah, he's fast as fuck.
Yeah.
I had the full intention of pulling. Go for it. I'm sorry.
Reminds me of fuck. What's his name that we just sent to Chivas?
Antuna?
Yeah, he reminds me of Antuna, but more skillful body wise. He's a little bit bigger as well. So
it's a good look.
If it's a signing, I'll take it. I'll be very happy with it.
It'd be interesting, right? You think he's coming? You think he would be like a TAM player if he comes over?
Yeah,
that's what we're looking at.
Yeah,
has to be.
And there goes an international spot. So
no, I'm good with that.
But listen, we got some to spare right now, so it's it's a good time. That's interesting, right? Because you seen how MLS has been trending. It's been South American players, right? It's really been heavy lean towards South American players, and the fact that like on a very very quiet like off season for the G's, instead of hearing one of those names, we hear Hussein Balik. That's what Greg Vanney told me to say. So Greg Vanney says it. I'm gonna say it though. We hear this link. What do you guys think of it? Like
it sounds like the coaching staff and the FO already have something in mind about what they want to do and how they want to play. And I think going to find out a player like this kind of proves that they have a system that they want to start following. And it's a random player. It's a guy that we've had to look up. You get me? So it's telling me that they're doing their homework, or it's someone that they've eyed in the past and they're interested in the player. So I'm all for it. It just shows the name connection to this just shows that someone in the FO is doing their homework, and that's exactly what we need.
So let me ask you this, right? Because initially that's where my head went, right? It's interesting to see because it's not just a name, right? Actually, it's not a name at all, right? Because I wasn't familiar with my guy. What concerned me was like, is it really scouting, or was it just some guy who fits a profile? right?
Well,
Because
it's hard to say though, but I think like from what Vanney has said and the type of player he likes pacey wingers. I think this might be like one of those players that Vanney has his eye on, or probably had his eye on from way back when.
prior.
So it's hard to say right now. It's more like if it does happen, that's when we'll find out who. Because that's
What's
like a
what?
random. Yeah, that's like a not. I don't want to say it's a random. It's maybe a random name for us, but like we don't know because he plays for the Austrian national team. There's some good players on that team.
And what I like,
So the fact that he's young and he's there, I mean, maybe he's news to us, but he could probably be balling out at that level.
I think you said something good that kind of goes against what we've been doing, and that's young. That's a young player. 4-year-old.
Yeah, right. Like, and it's all that. Like, I think I'm a little confused. I don't think I know which way to react from this because it's all that, right? It's somebody who we're not familiar with to start, right? It's somebody who we're not familiar with, not from a big club or anything like that. That we usually get linked with. Again, it sounds like his nickname is a sprinter, right? It seems like there's definitely the type that they're looking for. They're looking for a pacey winger replacement for Pavon, probably.
Well, just in general, we don't even have wingers right now. The way
Accurate.
we're set up.
Accurate. So let me regress it. It's not a big name. It's not from a big name club. It's not where the MLS is. At least from where we stand, it looks like they're going South American. It's none of that. It's almost from left field, and I like it. But it's also kind of listen, and I'm probably gonna get flamed for this. It also kind of reminds me of something like Shelvik, though, right? Because when we heard Shelvik, we're all a little like, wait, who's this guy from where? And then we saw some highlights, and we're like, oh, he looks pretty fast. He looks solid. We pretty much bought in from the highlights, and I think that's one of the reasons why we don't go based solely on highlights anymore. But it does give me some of those vibes, right? Like, because like from where? Like where this come from? Again, and I think this might be just because I'm been a bit burned by the FO and the way we've done shit before. But interesting, man. I definitely I haven't heard much after the initial tweet. I think that was on on Monday. Or I think it was like on Tuesday when we heard about this, and I was a little upset because again, the news dropped the day after our pod, so we have shit to talk about the day before. But it's an interesting look. Anything else you were going to say before we move on from this guy?
To your point about Jurgen, yes, I agree. But at this point, anyone who was signed to that team is a wash because I'm just gonna put it on. The team was trash. It is what it is. You get me? So sure, don't go off based off highlights. Obviously. Highlight videos are meant to showcase a player, especially the best times. It's about actually seeing them play and not just getting highlights. And that's when we get to see what type of player he is.
Yep. Madam Serrano says Jurgen is balling in Sweden. Can anybody confirm that? I just don't follow him, so I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't be surprised. Anyone that leads the Galaxy does well.
Yeah, as soon as they leave the Galaxy, right? They're like, yeah, let's play like we know how to play. Yeah, and that's as far as I got with rumors. I wasn't able to pull much out, and I'm pretty sure we got some questions about that. So I don't want to go into talking about how, why or how we're not doing this. So let's wait for that for a second. But let's go something that I think we could confirm. Just because, and I should have been better. That's not our team anymore, is it? I probably should have been a little more prepared for this.
I mean, our backline is kind of similar.
Yeah.
Here, let me fix this real quick. Live content, baby. Let's go.
It's crazy that no one's smashing the like button, huh, Glenn? We're also starting a GoFundMe for Glenn so he could get his jersey, boys. He might not want it, but this man deserves it. He's our moderator. We pay him good money, but I think we should get him a jersey.
All right, this scene is all fucked up, but this is the best I could do on the fly. Let's talk about these kits. And actually, I should have put the first, the front side first, and then the back side, because we got the first leak we saw. I want to say Friday night was the front of the kit, and man, was I hyped, bro. I'm in the. Actually, George, can you say something? I want to make sure that the mic is working out for you and Masa.
Yeah.
Okay, it is. So I'm probably in the minority here, but I like the glitch navy blue kits that we had last year. I fucks with them from the jump. So I might be in the, at least not in our group now, but I think maybe in the general public, we might be in the minority here. But I liked it. But when I saw this was something else, right? I could, I heard, I hadn't seen it yet, but I heard that this was what they're going for by somebody who had seen it. So when I seen it, I wasn't too surprised, but what it looks like from the front, I was about, because this is nice, right? It's a good take on a retro kit that's modern for today's kids. I fucks with it. What do you guys think?
When I first saw it, I'm like, sick. I like it. I think it was a little bit foolish of me to think that the whole thing was going to be that way, just kind of old school retro. Just Adidas has their type of jerseys that they do nowadays. Clearly, I think this is a replica, correct?
So yeah, I want to go into that, but let's talk about like the front and the general studies, because I think that the big difference here is that we're looking at replicas versus the authentic ones, and then Glenn went in further talking about like the on-field versus authentic and so on and so on. But let's just kind of focus on what we have on screen right now, which is like the replicas.
To me, I want the yellow to pop up a bit more. I think it's missing, and on the old school ones, the yellow kind of just it's shined. You get me? And with this one, the dark and the green kind of take away from the yellow. But other than that, I really like the jersey. I like the collar too. I hate the fucking necks.
Like
the V-necks with the heavy thing in the back.
Yeah.
I rarely wear it because of that. This looks comfortable. This looks like something I'll rock, definitely.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between the retro and this one is that the yellow, as you said, I think was a little brighter, and it was also a lot thicker, right? Like the lines were a lot thicker than this one, and I think that made a statement. I'm not mad at this though. Masa, what's your take on it?
This shit is fire.
Thailand. That's fuck. Yeah, I hear you. I like it, man.
I like it a lot, and I don't know. The shit brings back some fucking dope memories, and it just, I don't know. It stands out. I don't like people complaining about the white or the 3 stripes not following through. I think that shit just looks fine to me, bro. Like, I don't know. That shit looks fuego.
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you.
I'm buying like 10 of these motherfuckers, dog.
It's accurate.
Why?
I don't know.
So I'm sorry, and I just want to talk about this because like, so if you get one for all your family, I get that, right? But sure. I seen a gang of fucking comments on Twitter talking about I need like 12 of these, I need 11 of these. I'm like,
what? Get a team going, dog. Damn.
Yeah, one for the away, one for the home, one for lounging at the house.
Just one for every occasion possible.
This might be
one to get signed.
That I get signed and framed. I think this might be the jersey.
Oh, that'd be nice.
But I think this might be the jersey. So obviously, I'm gonna get one for the fam. So that's 4 of us, and get one. So that's 5 jerseys. You get me? Like that's kind of steep.
Rich Galaxy fans, dog.
Rich Galaxy fans, fuck. Just to go back to what Maza said about memories, like I see this and it reminds me of Martin Machon. Straight up, like that's like I see this and it reminds me of Martin Machon, which I'm hyped about, man. And for I'm with Masa. I saw it, and I'm good with it. If y'all do nothing else with it, and this is it, let's rock with it because I'm good with this kit. A day later, we get better images, or I don't know if better images, but we get a clear picture of what the back looks like. And it seems like they forgot something, right? Like I tweeted out something about like this is an incomplete design. This is an unfinished design. Still mine, but it's like to me it looks like a unfinished design. Shortly after that, Hammer, the Portuguese Hammer from COG and from Barachex, kind of retweeted like the Navy glitch kits from last season, and he showed how like the replica had the same thing, where it's all blue from the back. So that kind of makes more sense. I think we will see like a little difference in And the authentic jerseys, where we'll see the stars in the patches, which I think will add a lot to the jersey. Plus, at least from what they had last year in the navy blue kits, we had the continuation of the stripes. Towards the bottom, still had like a big blank square where they had the names and the numbers. Man, this kit with we get some stars above that crest. You get like patches on this bitch. I might. Listen, I none of my thin jerseys have names on them, because I'm about the club. I'm not about any specific player. I fucks with a lot of players, but my jerseys are always blank because I fucks with the club more than any single player. I might put like Brigade or 07 in this bitch, just because I want to see it like with the name and numbers, because this thing put together is gonna be fucking hot, man. I am legit hyped, dog. I'm about to.
You should double down and get a Chicha jersey.
Nah. Chill. Oh, you don't. I'm a mess. I'm a fucking mess. My bad. Back to the scene. Yeah, those kids are fire, bro. At the end of the day, no matter. I don't think I've seen somebody said, "I ain't fucking with you," right? I think people had complaints here and there, but at the end of the day, everybody's like, "I'm copying," because they're fire as jerseys. You got it right. Never mind. I was gonna go into a rant because it's a stupid comment, but I'm not. I'm gonna let it be. Doesn't need to be
the sponsor.
Yeah, let's not go there. Listen. Unfortunately, this was another slow week, so we ain't got much to go off of. George, we got some questions. Let's head into the questions, and then I'll wrap up just talking about some other shit real quick.
All right. So Danger TRL on Discord wants to know which players, if any, can we loan out to European teams? I thought about this at some length. I think right now, maybe in Sua, names that have something behind them, or someone very, very young. And I don't think that we're not in the market to loan out someone like Araujo or loan out someone like what's the other young cat's name? Alvarez.
Afra, or anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, so if this were a hypothetical, which it is, but I would say like Insua, people that have come from Europe.
Yeah, man. I don't even see it. I think there was an exodus in the club this year, right? Like, we got rid of who we needed to get rid of, and with the exception of Troy, maybe Troy gets a look somewhere overseas, a second division of Europe or something like that. But I don't see anybody in the squad, one that would attract a European club, and two that we want to send them out to a European club, right? That being fucking Efra, that being Julian, or any of the kids coming up. Like I think we're good, right? We keep who we have right now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we're in the market right now to loan anyone, and I rightfully so. I don't think people are looking at the Galaxy and saying, "Oh, what can we get right now?" It is what it is.
100%.
Bixby wants to know: do you think the Butcher Valecantos was at least partially at fault for multiple injuries that occurred while he was with the coaching staff due to his infamously rigorous workouts? If so, will we see less injuries with the Galaxy this upcoming season?
Let me answer this one.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna say fuck no, because we've been having these injury problems.
Thank you.
So no, it's just they got to figure out their fucking fitness team or whatever the fuck is going on over there. And that's just been an issue for years already. Years. And no one pays attention to shit like that. So I don't think it was on him.
And it's also the profile of the club at the time where people would be like, "Oh, I have a hamstring issue. I don't want to go out there and deal with I have national call-ups coming up soon. I don't want to go out there and play for this team where I'm going to get hurt and that could affect me going up nationally." So a lot of it has to do with the DNA that we had inside of the Galaxy, and hopefully with the FO changes in the coaching staff, that's not a thing anymore where we're mentally weak and sometimes the Galaxy comes second to these players because of they want to go to the national team, rightfully so, because we weren't doing much. So to answer the question, no, you're a professional soccer player. If you have 2-a-days, that means go out there and make it happen. You have fucking trainers around the clock. You have massage. You have everything to your dispense. Take care of yourself, and you know your body best. But no, I don't blame him.
You know what? What's interesting, right? And maybe it's kind of going away from the actual question, but like there seems to be, and I think we question a lot of his injuries, whether they're real injuries or just an excuse, right? And like George was mentioning, like excuse because they have international matches coming up, an excuse because they're not happy with the club or whatever. And they had that. We also had a lot of issues where like they had an injury come back way too early or come back not fully recovered and they get injured right back. All these things like injuries are injuries, and then they're gonna look at trying to blame somebody. But man, we've had a lot of fucking just divas in the club, right? Like we're like for one or other reason they didn't want to play, or at least it seemed that way to us. So it's yeah, I can't really blame Alejandro, but I would say like the medical team has, like the medical staff has to be on top of shit, right? And be clear on the direction. My man's can't play. He's injured. My man's not really injured. He just doesn't want to play. Like that, and maybe it does happen, right? Maybe it's to us that we get the news where they run with it. He's injured or whatever. But I really, really hope that shit they knock that shit off, right? If he's injured, he's injured. Let him recuperate. Let him fully get health, and then come back. So we're not losing players 2-3 times for the same injury, right?
We're Arsenal as fuck, Doug.
What?
We're Arsenal as fuck.
We are Arsenal. I've been said that. Dog. Sad.
Glenn with one N wants to know, loaded question: will Kevin Hartman take any or most of the blame if Bond has a terrible start? I think there's a lot of moving pieces to that. We also have to see the defense that the goalie's working with, which we know already. We see if he does mental mistakes, which we saw a lot with Bingham, where it wasn't, he would make one great save and fuck up twice and then give up 2 goals. So that, if there's mental mistakes, then yes, I think that they will fall on Hartman, because he should be able to see his players and know where they need that help. And if it's mentally, then get into their head and work them out. But if it's, we lose 2-1 because the Galaxy defense was trash and the goalie just can't make these saves, I think it's unfair to blame Hartman or Bond on that. But I think a lot has to do with how he comes out mentally.
Also, I think a lot is going to be on how long they ride a bad keeper, if that's the case, right? If Bond gets a nut and he's a starting keeper and it's 3-4 games, same thing, like how long are they going to ride that, right? How long is it going to be until Hartman kind of speaks out and be like, hey, maybe we'll give a look to somebody else. Maybe we'll give a look to Klinsmann. And definitely, if Bond's not working out, we can't give him an extension to his contract like we did with Bingham. Right? Because Bingham from season 1, like he wasn't the greatest. Right? I don't think he wasn't as bad, but he's seen a decline. So I hope we don't see the same shit where the goalkeeper coach gives his opinion and they hear it, and if it's not what what we thought it was, he moves. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, Massa, all that. You're right. G-Man wants to know, do you like the wave of South American talent coming into the MLS? Is there a specific country you'd like to bring in more players to the MLS, and why? And he also follows up with asking, is it okay for Atlanta to be outspending the Galaxy with signings? So I'll answer for Massa. He's going to say Argentina and Uruguay. Because I know Massa.
I wasn't. But, okay.
No, my answer to that shit is, if they play in Lithuania, I could give a fuck less. If they're players that are going to come out here and fight for their job and actually give a damn about the club, bring them. But if I had to pick somewhere, fuck. Shit. Pass. I'll
Masa, you're big on the South American football. So why don't you give your take?
Go South American, but if I had to pick a country, I would say Costa Rica. I feel like the league is pretty, not necessarily on par, but like kind of close to the level of MLS. And I feel like there's so much talent in Central America in general, just with players that go in a little harder than most. and I feel like we miss that. We miss players like that we don't have. I mean, other teams have, like in MLS, and they're pretty good players, and they're not that expensive. So I would look somewhere there in Central America, but I don't have a specific country, to be honest.
Did I catch you? Did I catch you talking about that Costa Rican midfielder into Twitter?
Reese? He's too good to be playing in Costa Rica. I don't even know how the fuck he's playing there. How so many teams slept on that man. He could dominate MLS easy peasy. But
there you go.
I mean, people get overlooked because of where they're born. It's 100% accurate.
It's crazy.
Yep. I'm with both of you guys. Again, I am surprised. I won't lie that I am surprised that I haven't seen the G's get linked with somebody from, somebody from South America, because that's where like the league is kind of moving towards, right? So I am surprised at that, but I don't really care though. Right? I don't care. If the FO and the scouting staff, maybe, because I don't know the scouting staff, if they're just kind of doing the thing and they know who they want and they're identifying these targets, then I'm not tripping, man. I really don't care if it's from South America, Central America, Europe, Africa. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, just, get the players that Vanney needs to build something. As far as Atlanta, nah, I don't care. I don't care they're outspending. Atlanta figured out with the business, because I think they've been able to kind of break even in almost everything they've done, or maybe even taking some profit with the sale of PT. But I don't care, right? Like, I really don't care. Like, the G's could not spend anything. They could spend a quarter of what Atlanta's spending if they get it right. I'm pretty sure AEG is going to appreciate it even more.
To add to that, expansion teams get like a 5-year bonus that they could spend over teams that have been in the league to kind of kickstart, the team. So, of course, those teams are going to spend more than the Galaxy, because the Galaxy, has been around since the beginning. So there's always that. I mean, and I agree with you too, Rudy. Like, and George, it doesn't matter where you're from. Like, if you come here and you ball out, then you ball out, and that's it.
I want to get someone from Mexico, actually, Liga MX.
I'll be down with that. There's a lot of players in there.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Mexican, but there's a lot of South American that play in Liga MX.
But the thing about Liga MX, though, is that their market's so inflated.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Like, and just to kick back a little further, we got Marcelo Sarvas from Costa Rican League. Yeah. He played at Alajuelense. So there's always,
and we got him off a CCL match, right?
Yeah, we after we played them in CCL, they were like, "Yo, that man's legit."
Yeah.
So there's talent everywhere. It doesn't have to be a specific country. You just gotta look. You gotta know what you're looking for. Like, yo, this man fits my system. All right, cool.
That right. And just to be clear, like, there's no doubt that Atlanta's been doing better business in the Galaxy, right? Yeah. Since Atlanta's, since the inaugural year for Atlanta, they've been doing better business in the Galaxy. And that's that. Like, you can't, they figured it out. So I'm not tripping on that. Again, right now, all I care about is the G's, like, finding the right path and kind of sticking to it and growing it out over the next few years. So Atlanta doing better business. They've been doing better business. They do better business this year. I don't think it changes anything for the G's.
But I'm okay with that. We shouldn't be looking at other teams being, we got to outspend this, we got to match this, we got to do that. Yep. I'm okay with it.
Same.
All right. Damn. Humber 121.
Humber 121.
Is it time to panic yet with no signing? My bad if I fucked up your name. I didn't do that. I'm not being an asshole.
Underscore Hummer. Just go.
You guys know, my efficiencies. Is it time to panic yet with no signings? We're worse off than last year so far with player departures and replacements. And with that, I'll say it's a brand new staff. Last year we had a coach that was actually at the helm for some time. So that's my take on it.
Yeah. Listen, time to panic. I don't know. I'm a little twitchy. I need some news. But for real though, like, I think we need to pump our brakes and really pass judgment once the season starts, or once we're mid-season, once we have after the season because we don't know, right? Like, what if we fucking take to the last week of the transfer window, but we get every single piece that Vanney wants, and they start slow, but mid-season they pick it up and they're going to run, right? Like, you don't know. It's hard. Nervous? Fuck yeah, I'm nervous though. Because we ain't even gonna link nobody. We nobody talking about us right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the norm for us. But maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to not be in.
All it takes is 2 signings. 2 signings, and I think we're back. 2 signings, that's it. And one's gonna come soon. Pancho de la Galaxia wants to know, now that the MLS and Player Association have come to an agreement, do you think the G's will start to fill out the roster soon? Since we have a season coming up, will Angelito be making an appearance on the pod soon?
He was supposed to be on today.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, listen, Angel taking a sabbatical, so whenever he's ready to come back, he can come back. If we vote on it, no, I'm just kidding. Whenever he's ready. Somebody said we have a dated intro, which is true, but we're kind of waiting on that for a little bit. Back to this question, right? Do we expect? Well, actually, first, do we think that the reason we hadn't seen the signings, we hadn't seen the links, we hadn't seen the rumors was because the CBA was in doubt?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't think so either.
No chance. No chance. That was it.
Cincinnati said fuck on. They took a young ass striker from Sao Paulo, dog.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me. That they
looks like he's 12, bro.
They managed to, you know, I'm not saying he's a top prospect, but he was someone who was talked about a lot, you know, to get him to come to MLS. That shit is crazy to me, especially for that team.
So, man, but that kid goes to fucking, that kid goes there without a pressure in the fucking world, though. Maybe. Without a pressure in the world. No babies.
I mean, same thing for us, dog. What have we been playing for? Shit.
No. It doesn't matter though, right?
I'm with Masa though on that. A player coming from Austria that probably has only heard names of the Galaxy because of signings like Zlatan, signings like Beckham, and then you hear that these motherfuckers have gone back to back and they're playing horrible. Well,
I don't think you hear that, right? Because listen, the sentiment to us, we know exactly where the team is at, right? We've been shit. We've been shit for a minute. But like the rest of the world who's not paying attention to MLS, like if you ask the rest of the world, right, not MLS fans, if you ask the rest of the world, ask them anything about MLS, and the one thing they'll say is LA Galaxy, right? No cap on that. Like that's just it. The rest of the world still only knows LA Galaxy. You know, there might be some shots in there for Atlanta, right, or Red Bulls, right, because the links to Red Bull. But other than that, like it's still the Galaxy though, right? So I disagree with you 100%. I think like there is a lot of pressure, even for somebody who's not necessarily familiar with the league. Like when you come to the Galaxy, you're coming to a team that the names that you mentioned, the Zlatans, the Beckhams, the Donovans that played here, right? Like so, yeah, I think there's pressure. And when you go to Cincinnati, well, it's a brand new club, right? So I don't think there's pressure there. But it's a good sign though. It's a good signing for them.
Yeah,
it's a good signing. It's just interesting to see where we end up, what we end up with. But we'll see. All right, we got anything else, George?
Yep. Armenta wants to know, based on our roster, how do you see the starting 11 looking?
Jesus Christ.
We only got like 9 starters right now, my man.
Yeah. Actually, could we talk about something? Like, well, let's go here for this question. Right now, starting defensive backline, though.
That one's easy for me.
Go for it.
Villafana, Pipo, Stairs, and Araujo. That's my starting
100%
line.
Masa.
I mean, I don't see how else.
And you know what's scary about it? That I think I'm finally on board with Josh over at Corner of the Galaxy. I don't think getting a center back is going to be a priority for the team right now, right? Because if you look at everywhere else, I think we talk about legit Jonah in the middle, right? Playing box to box a little further down. Nobody in cam right now. Nobody that we have right now that we say, hey, that's going to be a starting cam, right? So nobody in cam. Who's our left and who's our right? Right? We really don't have starters there. Right? On top we have Chicharito. I think that's another one you can pencil in. Chicharito on top.
And Subak.
And the kid we picked up, right? There's a third striker now because we got a kid that we picked up for the striker. But like starting wise, like I think there's a striker, the two CMs, and in the back line, coin flip, whether it's Klinsmann or Bond, probably gonna be Bond. But we have a lot of holes to fill before we look at bringing another center back. So I'm hoping people find this form this year.
This year, though, we're playing two keepers at the back.
Hell yeah.
Two keepers, no striker.
Two keepers, no strikers, bro.
Yeah, no, it's hard. I think starting 11. By this time, any other season we put on a podcast, we had a pretty good idea of what who's gonna be in a starting line. Right, this year I think it's still fucking a coin toss. So I don't know.
Yeah. Lucifer wants to know where's our cam. Shit, I don't know. Dinkelberg wants to know, now that the CBA has been agreed on, do you expect signing within this week or next week? I think next week is when we get a signing.
Man, we have a lot of positions to fill. I'm hoping we hear one soon, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we hear one soon.
Fight Everyone wants to know, how many straight from the stand Pro Club jerseys should I buy?
5.
Listen, if y'all buy the new Galaxy one and don't buy the straight from the stand ones, I'm disappointed. Y'all should buy like 20 of these motherfuckers. And we're not making any money out of them. If anything, we might suck more. There's more pressure, so we're gonna suck during the league. But they look nice.
Listen, I think the tweet I put out today from the Pro Clubs account was, "We're making a stance. Enough is enough. We're gonna take L's looking good, right? Because that's all it really is. We gotta have some nice jerseys to go along with the L's that we're taking." But listen, actually, before I go into everything else, any more questions, George?
And Lucifer wants to know, where can I get one of them for real? Shout outs out. And then ASAP Timmy wants to know, should we be scared of the lack of signings?
Yeah, right. So if you're really interested in a jersey, it'll just slide in our DMs. Is not really official or anything like that. Like we're making them for the players and our partners. But they kind of fly and kind of showed it to some people and they were interested. We legit needed to get like 20 orders to so we could be placed the order. We got that. So we're gonna be placing pretty soon. If you guys want one for real, hit us up. It's $25. That's how much they cost. If you want to come pick them up in my crib, just drive through, throw them in your car, so we don't have to get too close. Yeah. I get my homes on and throw it from the side and shit. I'm good. Or $32 if you want me to ship them anywhere in Cali. If you're not in Cali, then hit me up and I'll figure out how much it is to ship it out of state. But if you want to just slide in our DMs, any one of us, any one of our accounts on social media, hit us up and we'll put you on the list. We have a little special going on right now for that. Also, we're working with 1-2 Threads right now to kind of put out a Straight from the Stand shirt. That one is going to be for a little bit of profit, but just enough to get us to pay for our servers, and some of the stuff that comes out of pocket. So be on the lookout for that. That should be coming out, or at least a comp of it in the next couple of weeks. We got a sample already, and I think we might do some tweaks on it, but that should be out pretty soon. And then last but not least, Liga Galaxy on the Xbox side is currently on break right now. We're going to boot up a tournament to get new players in, to get old players mixing in with other Gs. So if you haven't hopped on Xbox, on the league, on the Xbox side, and you want to do it, I think the game is like $20 right now. So if you don't even have it for 21, cop it for $20. And then join the league. There's going to be a lot of new players coming in. So no need to worry about like your player not being high rated or anything like that. Like I think it's the perfect time to hop on right now and get some games and see if there's a thing and see if you want to play for season 3. On the PlayStation side for Liga G96, I think we're about halfway through a season, but still a chance to hop in a team. I know Rooney just is playing like Team Roulette because he's now apparently with Galacticos. I seen that the tweet go out. Jesse, who also plays for Straight from the Stands, is now Galacticos. So Galacticos look like they're getting stat. So if you guys want to play on the PlayStation side, hit up Manny. Hit up the league. Again, the communities right now for FIFA that are like G related for the G's community is really dope. It's a really fun time. So if you guys have not hopped on that and you guys do that. There's Discord out for Straight from the Stands, there's Discord out for Liga G. No, sorry, for Liga Alexia. So make sure you hop on those and get some more information. Anything else, boys? Or should I sign off?
That's it.
That's it. Is it? Food Stamp Pop says run a Straight from the Stands bikini car wash for them funds, boys. I mean, I'm down, dog. I look good without a shirt too, so I got y'all, man. I got y'all. Yeah, that's the audience. We've got live audience now. You know what I mean? So, in-person live audience. All right, man. With that being said, it's another episode of Straight from the Stands. I'm Boy Rudy. I am Smarts on Twitch. I am Smarts on Twitter. I am Smarts on the gram.
Jay Undefeated 7, Twitter, Instagram.
Peace, love, and G's up.
Peace, y'all.